Hey everyone, I'm back again. Sorry, once again I've had a big break in between videos, but I've been recording a few things and just haven't had time to edit. But anyway, I just thought I'd share with you my layout, one of my layouts I made with the Distressed Oxide ink, the new one, and I've just talked over all the things that I've done. But as you can see, I pushed it on, stamped it onto my mat, which is just an IKEA mat, spritzed it with water, and then I just smushed my paper over top. So sort of like the packaging technique, but backwards. And just flicking some water on it, waiting for a couple of seconds and picking it up so you can see those little droplets. So here I'm going with the pistachio colour now. And when you stamp them down, you've got to push a little bit to get the colour out. So just so you know, I'm pushing on it to get it out. And then so the good thing about this is if you dry it in between each colour, it layers on top lovely. It's beautiful. It doesn't mix colours. It doesn't ruin anything. It's really pretty. And so I just got those three colours in my Kitaholic kit for May, and I've pulled them out to play with them. And this is just a normal distressed ink, so you can see the difference. Even though it adds something cool to it, a little bit different, like texture, but even though it doesn't feel any different. So because the oxide colours dry to like a chalky look, a matte chalky look, but they don't feel like chalk, they don't rub off like chalk, and the distress ink is more like the normal ink colour that you expect. So here's my photo. These are the sand flats out at Redcliffe as you cross the bridge. And just backing it with some papers. Use tissue paper to start with, a couple of layers of tissue paper, and then just a corner bit here of this paper from the Maggie Holmes Gather collection. And so these are just bits and pieces that I got this is actually the papers from the April Kitaholic kit. And one of these papers here, this one here, is from Kaiser Craft, and it's a little, like a resist, so it has the words there, and as you can see, I'm using the colours together, and I don't know why I just did the backwards packaging technique. I could have put it onto paper and put it elsewhere, but I thought it was pretty cool that you can't see what's happening. When you do the packaging technique, you can see where you're putting the colour, but when you do it this way, it's sort of like a surprise. So you can see there, you can rub it off, and the resist leaves the words there, and I'm just using the ink pad there to ink up the edges of my little card to make it stand out. This little stencil came in the kit, but it's not going to go with the layout, so obviously I'm not going to use it. And so, not doing anything too fantastically great on this layout. I just wanted to experiment with the distress ink, or the oxide ink, sorry, and wanted to show you how you can use them, because there's something new that everyone's trying to work out, and they're pretty cool. Like, I actually have used these more than I've ever used the couple of distress inks normal inks that I've got. So I obviously use the distress sprays a lot, but not the ink pads very much. I've only got a couple, but still I don't use them like this. But this is so cool, like the texture, the effect, and how you can layer them up is really, really exciting. So I've been addicted to watching other people on YouTube play with them, and given me the knowledge to play myself. So, excuse me. Just layered some vellum, and now I'm laying some fun foam behind my layout to give it some height. And sorry, I didn't pull out the pulling off the foam tape, the double-sided tape part. That's pretty boring for you. Sorry about that. And so you can see I use the double-sided tape to adhere the photo and the layers to the fun foam. That way my photo doesn't warp. And then I use the wet glue, which is Helmer's glue, to attach it to the background because it's got mixed media. That way it's going to stick and adhere better and not warp my photo. As you can see, I haven't gessoed my paper, so my background paper is a little bit curling at the end, but it really doesn't bother me now, and it's not going to bother me when it flattens when it's in my album anyway. So all good. So not very much embellishments being put on today, but I cut this little award ribbon banner thing from the paper, and this is just one of those cut apart. It's not a cut apart, it's an ephemera piece from the, and look at this. See, you must check where you're putting your glue and your double-sided tape before you put it down, even though I was lucky enough that I could pull it off without breaking anything. And that's from they're called Wildflowers, maybe, from Kaisercraft. So we got 2 ephemera packs this kit. One from Wildflowers. I'm going to say that's what it is. I don't know if it is. I'm sorry if it's not. From Kaisercraft, and the was it Gather that we got? Pretty sure it's Gather. Anyway, so I thought about my stickers, and then I remembered like the other gold ones didn't have the right letters. It didn't have any S's left. And then I remembered I had these lovely white ones, and it's going to go lovely with my background because it's not going to stand out. It's not adding a different colour. It's just nice and subtle. Well, not overly subtle, but it blends in nicer than those gold ones would have in the end. So down goes my layout. Sometimes I'll get a ruler out and put it on. Sometimes I just fiddle with it myself and muck around with the layout. Just depends on what kind of mood I'm in. Adding that little bit up there. It looks like that corner there was empty and it wasn't a very good join where the photo was meeting the little title card. Well, not title, but you know what I'm talking about. I feel a bit rusty doing this voiceover. It doesn't help that I've been staring at and reading and doing uni all day, writing this as one of these assignments, but I thought I'd have a little bit of break as a reward and voice over this so that it could go up. I know the Distress Oxide inks are something really popular at the moment, so get this out so people can watch. Adding some wood veneer from my little stash. I've got one of these little boxes, well I got a few of these little boxes from IKEA, but this one's got wood veneer in it, just some random. And all I ended up putting in there anyway was a little wood veneer leaf up the top there underneath the flower in case you missed it because I was babbling about other stuff. Adding my journaling, and I think this pen works alright, but it could have been brighter, so I actually go in and go over it with my normal Sharpie later. And this is just a brush tip black pen, so filling in that heart to make to tie in some black, and I'm going around in a border. Now comes my paintbrush. Everything's falling. My desk is so messy. Look at it to the right there. Well, you've probably been staring at it the whole time. Because sometimes when you're watching a YouTube video, those kind of things, you know, draw your eye away from things that are happening. And you're like, oh, so sorry, my bad. I'll do better. And that word phrase up there would have looked so lovely up the top. I should have left it there. Isn't it funny how your perspective of what you're looking at changes when you're looking from up top like this? When it's been videoed from where I sit, it's sort of obviously a different angle. Putting on lots of tiny word stickers, because why not? Sort of giving like 3 little clusters, I guess. Going through my enamel dots and hearts and puffy things. My just box of goodness, I guess. Trying to look for some, I think I was looking for blue. It's one of those things that gets used a lot when you're doing summer pages, beach pages, boy pages. So I actually need to invest in a lot more blue, I think. Anyway, found a few. On they go. See, this is just kind of, it's a bit more riveting than putting double-sided tape on, but oh goodness, people, I'm so sorry. It's like interesting, boring, interesting, boring. It's one of those up, down, up, down, up, down kind of videos. Let me know what you think. Sure you will, and well, I hope you will, because that's why I'm going to learn and going to do things that are more appealing to you. So here I am using my Sharpie to go over the layout. Go over my journaling. It's a bit tricky when you're going over journaling, because the first time you write it, you're a bit free. This time you've got to line it up to what you wrote before, so it's a bit slower process. Anyway, coming to the end, I think this is all I end up doing. Just fixing up my wording, and then there'll be a close-up, a photo of it, and hopefully this inspires you to go and make something. Have a great night all day. Bye. Hey everyone, I'm back again. Sorry, once again I've had a big break in between videos, but I've been recording a few things and just haven't had time to edit. But anyway, I just thought I'd share with you my layout, one of my layouts I made with